I kind of thought we would kill Billet and beat our and one punch our way back, like 1-inch punch our way out.
God damn it!
How'd I get out?
Oh hell, Jackie boy. What's happened to you?
I have questions. Wait, what? How many people has he put in coffins? And how did they keep getting out? Wasn't I just drowning? Where's the church? What? How did I get here? There's like an otherworldly like dream sequence quality to all this that like doesn't, because like none of this fits together. Wait, there's a bunch of boats here too. So Umbrella's here. This is their destination?
Mayday! 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 We've been engaged by an unknown fire weapon. Bigger house camp. Under attack. Gotta be the same thing that attacked me. He's not going down. Pull back! Pull back!
There you are, you son of a bitch. Let's do this.
Revenge time, apparently. Alright, so so we now know that the Nemesis character is Jack, for reasons. And he's still alive. God damn it. Dude will not die. Literally the most fought character you fought in the main campaign, and he's still alive in one of the DLCs to be fought again, so... It's like they're trying to set up Jack as being a new Wesker, which admittedly he was a very entertaining character when he was Jack. Once he's a monster now though, so it's like doesn't really have the personality as much anymore. But if they can keep Wesker around for as obnoxiously long as they did, I could see them doing something with Jack. But hopefully he goes back to being Jack if they do that, or he'll just die here. Oh my god. That's 100 billion. Oh, wait, you did not. You guys took all my stuff? No. I was doing a thing, you pricks. Why'd I even collect all that crap if you're gonna take it from me? Can I get... That's a lot of them too. I'm just gonna see if I can lure them all the way down here and run around them. There's 3 of the bladed guys. There's 3 of the bladed guys. Oh, running. There we go. Son of a bitch. How are they gonna take... There's gotta be... It's gotta be one of those things where you find a storage chest and get it all back. Because otherwise, that progression system with the effigies lasted like less than 90 seconds. First aid. That goes somewhere apparently, but there's also a punchy surface here. Oh, we're gonna have to go fast. Never mind. Can't do that. Okay, going this way now. Go. Losing time. They're gonna catch me now. Gotta go faster. What the fuck?
What the hell is this?
It's a Doomfist.
One of their fancy toys?
Oh my god. Now I'm the God Hand. Are you serious?
Charging.
Are you serious right now?
Complete.
Oh, it's the dumbest thing. Oh, Jack's fucked.
Charge complete.
Come here, Jackie boy. I can't wait to meet you,
Charge.
Jackie boy. Did they get shittier?
Charging.
Wait, did they just both die? I thought it was one... Wait, I thought it was 1 weak guy and 3 strong guys, but then it was 4 weak guys. Did they morph into shittier versions of themselves? That's weird.
Charging.
Oh my god.
Charge complete.
Full camp has been achieved.
Might be what I need to put old Jack down for good.
And in this chapter of punching, we were now learned to punch even harder than ever before. Oh hey, I know this place. Wait, that... There was not a... Wait, no. This doesn't make sense. This is where the stealth section ends when you're playing as Mia? There was not land right there, was there? I'm pretty sure there wasn't. and a gate and everything. It looked like this impossible endless abyss back then. But now, like, yeah, here's, like, you go this way first. Everyone tries to go this way first in their first attempt, and then they die because it doesn't work, because she comes all the way over here. Then you go over here, and this is where you're supposed to actually hide, and then you don't get killed by her. And then you get the parts for the flamethrower. Yeah. This is the whole area. The heck's up with this nonsense? Oh, I'm not supposed to notice that, am I? Yeah, there was a crawl space here that leads to the rest of the house. Okay, yeah, canonically, this is not supposed to be that part of the world. It just totally is, clearly is. Oh, look at the happy family of dead people. Zoe Baker, 4th grade. Aw, they were a happy family. Then they all turned into murdering assholes, so that was whoopsie. Anyway. They're totally recycling a part of the main campaign and trying to pass it off like you're not going to notice it. That just doesn't work. The main campaign is so memorable geographically for the first half of the game. Everything involving the Baker estate is so memorable, and you had to remember it because you walked through it multiple times, often as multiple characters because of the tapes. Then on top of that... Wait, no, it is... No, so they know it is the same place. Yeah. Yeah, because this part's here. It's just different? Oh yeah, that's where the crawl space was. Never mind. No, so yeah, it is the right place. It's just the land that's not right, I think. I don't know. Stressful ass puzzle. Trying to do that when someone's gonna come and get you. It is remarkable how much this location's burned into my brain. It's just a really cool place. It's just, you get into it. This is where I was getting attacked by swarms all the time. Ow. Oh, I don't think I need to charge it. Oh no, don't. Oh. Oof. Didn't need to see that in first person, but I did. Who put these bars up? What the heck? There we go. I gotta remember to keep this pre-charged. It takes a while. Or just don't, I guess. I guess it's not that important. Did I just double stomp him? Alright, I'll take it. Nothing opens anymore. I feel so wrong. I want to loot all the things, even though the game's totally like wanting me to just punch everything. I think the hives are still here. Weirdly. Okay, they've barred up all the side paths. You're not supposed to go there. Oh, weird. I totally would have expected a secret there. Where's my effigies? Give my effigies back. I earned those, you fucks.
Charge complete.
I said, get out of my way.
Charge.
Double kill.
Charging. Charge complete.
Oh yeah, that's barred up too. They really don't want you to wander. I don't know how they're explaining the barred up stuff everywhere, but okay. Hey, buddy. Buddy? No, puking bad. Puking's bad. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh! Forgot that he was dying. Why doesn't he resonate with joy? Mother, why doesn't it resonate with joy? When's Albino Lullaby episode 2 coming out? God damn it. Oh, there's the dolls. Familiar spot. This place barred. Oh, yeah. There's one of those guys. When do I get my old ones back, though? What the hell? I worked for those. I'm like actually mad. Am I supposed? Oh, the shortcut's broken. Why'd that take those away? What?
He's gotta be up ahead.
This is gonna hurt.
Complete.
It's gonna hurt. What you got? You got stuff on you? I know you're just a dude. Being dead, doing what dead people do.
Charge complete.
Oh, there's a whole camp up here now. This is kind of cool to see in a different context. Oh, they gated off the motorhome, which I think they had to move, didn't they? It looks like it moved. They look pretty fucked up. Oh, there's like a tunnel that leads up to the house. Oh, that's freaky. Look at that. Oh, it's just like the end of the first Resident Evil movie.
Jesus. What happened here?
Was the end of the first Resident Evil movie based on a visual from the actual games that happened, or was that a thing that they did for that? 'Cause that's like the quarantine tunnel. Ah, lost inventory has been moved to the item box. I was gonna say, you guys better not keep this stuff for me. I worked for it. Yes. Man, we've had this cure on us for a while now. It's all back. There we go. 32% bonus damage on, in addition to having our Mega Punch. It does highlight, though, that, like, your final... See, AMG-78. The left-hand segment of an exoskeleton that increases the wearer's strength. This weapon's existence definitely kind of curtails this whole progression system, though, because, like, it's like, oh wow, I can't wait to see how much better our damage percentage gets, and then you get a mega weapon at the end that is clearly a bigger upgrade than anything you're gonna actually earn by exploring. Actual chem fluid? I'm allowed to have that? We finished analyzing the tissue samples believed to be from Jack Baker. The cells exhibit an extraordinary resilience to physical and chemical damage. The E-series mutamycete secretes a telomerase-like enzyme through the cell wall, causing abnormal activation of the ERK pathway to achieve forced cell division, quickly regenerating damaged tissue. However, the repeated cell division quickly leads to breakdown in the intercellular structure, leading to the sloughing, slurry-like effect we've observed in the collected tissue samples. Our working hypothesis puts this down to the cells reaching their Hayflick limit. Note that the samples from the other family members, the wife Marguerite, son Lucas, and daughter Zoe, do not exhibit the same extreme regenerative properties. The symptoms may differ from subject to subject, further study required. Yeah, I don't think... Oh, there's a crawfish on the corpse. I don't think our character would probably read that. But at least we get to read it. AMG-78, developed to assist the transport of heavy equipment and supplies when worn. The wearer's nerve impulses are detected and synced with an actuator, allowing max output to exceed 50 horsepower. State-of-the-art shock absorbers reduce all recoil experienced by the wearer to 0. Technical specifications: max power outputs, them numbers, torque, unit weight, 5.5 kilograms. Y'all got fucked up. That's what happened here. Looks like this DLC might be identically, like exactly as long as the previous DLC. If I am about to walk into the final boss fight, it's like totally in sync with where with the timing of me walking in on the Lucas fight. Oh wow! If you line it up like that with that weird white patch on the brick, it actually looks like a body over there instead of a chair. Uncomfortable. Oh hey. Isn't that where the secret was? Does that mean that getting the secret is considered canon? Because the spot where the secret was explored is actually blown out. I want to go... No, they boarded it up. Let me back in Zoe's RV. That was my happy place where I felt safe for like half the playthrough. It's all boarded off now.
Just you wait, Jack. Zoe's coming with me.
Ah, the Cerberus door. That's familiar.
Charging. Charge complete.
Zoe!
Oh, I see what they went for here. If your final showdown's here, then your final confrontation with Jack is around the same location where the first confrontation was. That's a cool idea. Just gonna try to ignore Zoe for a bit. What can I find? Multiple first aid kits. Oh, jeez, I have 5? 6? 6 first aid kits, 5 spears, 32% damage. We're good. Called the end of Zoe, though. Isn't she just gonna die? Then again, Not a Hero was like a nonsensical title for the last DLC, so who knows?
Zoe! Zoe, wake up! Wake up! You're just a rabid dog now. I'm gonna put you out of your misery. Bring it on!
Charging.
Whoa!
Charge complete.
Ow.
Charging. Charge.
Ow. How is it that of all things in this damn house, the one thing to survive is that damn table in the middle of the room? From all that time ago.
Charging. Charge complete.
Good block. Good block. Ow. Just keep it going.
Charging. Charge complete.
Oh, god damn it. That punch. Maybe miss out on my punch. I worked for that punch. Oh god. Here comes the big grab. Where he looks suspiciously like he's gonna jam tentacles down my throat or something. No. Ah.
Charging.
Ah, shit. Oh, shit.
Charge.
Oh, what happened to your recovery time? You're really fast now. That used to be an opening. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I am having some difficulties, it would appear. Oh, shit.
Charging. Charge complete.
Definitely feels a little hard to get an actual good punch off ever.
Charging. Charge.
How did I not get that off? Damn it. Ah, shit. Come on.
Charge complete.
You remember me, right? You remember the time I broke your nose when we were kids? You remember when I clotheslined you into the swamp?
Charging.
Oh, jeez, the reach.
Charging. Charge complete.
How did that not interrupt? It's a fully charged mega attack. Come on. Give me a little credit here. Ow, shit. Do I have a heal left? Oh my god, that's all I've got. Shit. I'm pretty in trouble right now. Ah, shit.
Hey, you ain't cheating now, hey?
Is it getting harder or what? shit. When's this fight gonna end?
Charging. Charge complete.
Come on.
Charging.
This is a farewell from the family, brother.
That's one way to end it, I guess.
Really?
Eye straight out, falling out. I'd like to think that he's dead, but have you seen the last couple of ways he died? Because he did the whole turning white and exploding thing and pretty much disproved the entire idea that that even means anything anymore.
Sorry. Hang in there. You gotta be all right now. Zoe? Zoe! Wake up, Zoe.
Joe, what happened? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Don't you worry about me. It's all over now.
Go, 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 go!
Don't move! Get your hands up! Get down!
Oh, God.
Weapons down! Weapons down! It's all right. You must be Zoe Baker.
Who the hell's asking?
Chris Redfield. Been looking all over for you. We're here to help.
You're gonna be just fine.
I was trapped with those monsters for 3 years. All of them trying to kill me. I can't believe it's finally over.
You gotta know. Deep down somewhere, they were still your family. And they loved you. Especially your daddy. Even in his final days.
We found her. She's a tough kid. Yeah, of course. Hang on. Someone wants to speak to you.
Zoe. Zoe, are you there?
It's you. I don't believe it. You actually made it.
We both did.
You didn't forget about me.
I told you I'd send help. And I always keep my promises.
Thank you, Ethan.
Okay, I don't know how I feel about that. Chris coming in and saving the day made sense for the ending. Well, not really save the day. Kind of just shows up to give them a ride, more or less, after Joe saves the day. I can even accept Joe just showing up and being a badass, just out of nowhere, because I think that's even normal, really. Like the they like to expand upon existing stories and existing locations and being like, these people were there too. Like when you have the was it Jill and Chris go to Spencer Mansion in the first game, but then in Zero, is it Billy and Rebecca go to the same location or something? I think that's what happened, more or less. Is there was like a prequel that was set in the same building or something like that. I don't know. It's like the idea that you'd add another character that also visits this place. That's fine. But, like, it's kind of frustrating to have, like, Ethan just end up getting completely off the hook for that decision. Like, you're already undoing the weight of that decision by making an expansion where Zoe lives, while in addition to Mia living, which makes it basically absolutely, or like, correct to save Mia and not Zoe, because if you save Mia, she survives. But if you save Zoe, then Mia turns into a monster that has to die. I think that happened in Andrew's playthrough that we recorded afterwards. Mia dies forever. if you don't give her the cure. Whereas we see here Zoe eventually gets out alive. So you're already kind of undoing the weight of that decision by saving her, but at the very least, it's still in the moment for Ethan the same weight of a decision. This like thing of like, I'll save this one person and then kind of give the other one like this empty promise, like, yeah, I'll totally send someone for you. That's definitely happening, which is like a shitty fake promise in the context of survival horror scenarios, because you're totally like, horror scenarios in general, you're like, you'll be lucky if you survive this and everyone else is going to die one by one. So like whenever someone's like, oh, I'll totally send someone back to save you, it almost never pans out. So at that point it's pretty reasonable to assume that Zoe's totally going to die, and the weight is fully on Ethan. So having him get vindicated in a DLC kind of feels like it undoes the weight of the decision where you're dooming her during the main game. So don't know how I feel about that. The ending I think would be better if there was no phone call and it's just Joe comforting them and then Chris being ready to escape. I'm bummed out Zoe never did anything. Like, Zoe was infected and you'd expect her to have some kind of power. So it's kind of a bummer that this DLC that saves Zoe doesn't involve Zoe doing anything, or even you playing as Zoe. Instead, they had to make up a brand new character to do everything for her. It's like, why do we need to invent a brand new male character to save the female character that has superpowers supposedly because she's already infected? And we already saw via Mia that they're perfectly capable of turning into these nightmare mega badasses on their own. So it's kind of weird that Zoe, we didn't play as her. She even has like a visual design of a character that you think is going to tear some shit up, but she just lays there unconscious the entire DLC. I'm not accusing the Resident Evil franchise of not giving female characters the ability to defend themselves or anything, because obviously there's Jill and was it Sherry in Resident Evil 6, and then the secondary character from 5, and there's Ada Wong and a bunch of other people, and Rebecca and Claire and Jill. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. It's just weird that the main game was a dude and the first DLC was a dude, but it's a returning character dude that we already had established. But then the logical choice then was to be like, ooh, how do we finish up Zoe's story? The logical choice would be, oh, we do a DLC from Zoe's perspective. And instead they're like, nah, we'll make up this guy named Joe. You never heard of him before. He punches things. It'll work out great. It makes perfect sense. That's slightly weird. As far as the combat goes, I enjoyed the change in dynamic. The sort of focus fire on the heads, punch the shit out of everything combat is amusing. It was a decent change of dynamic, and there's some moments where you can kind of juggle different enemies in ways where you're trying to navigate around like who gets to hit who in certain moments, and like even moments where instead of finishing combo on one guy, you'd like punch one guy twice, then another guy twice, and you'd keep kind of go back and forth to make sure everyone's consistently stunned. Was like a thing you can kind of do, although it's somewhat hindered by the fact that it's just hard to see generally in this game, especially during the boat sections and stuff where you're like in the dark. Aside from that, like the spear stuff was neat. In particular, when we transitioned away from it just being a key that opens crocodiles, and it transitioned over to like, no, you're just going to do normal encounters, but the spears are an option that you need to balance with your other options. Especially once I realized that the little quick guys just destroy you, apparently. Mainly suffers from the same problems that the Chris DLC had, which is just that this kind of campaign doesn't really make sense as DLC. Like, you could easily crank DLC into like the Resident Evil 6 formula, because Resident Evil 6 was basically just Gears of War. You were just playing through a series of linear levels where you fight dudes, and maybe there'll be little nooks and crannies with a little secret loot item here and there for a little bit of healing or something, but you were just running down a linear level the entire time. So you can have expansions of any size to that kind of campaign, and it fits. You're like, oh yeah, 1 more level, 2 more levels, 3 more levels, whatever. But when you do a game like Resident Evil 7, the whole point is to have like this progression system with like how much, like, how many health upgrades you have, or what your stock of items is, and what your variety of different tools is that you've acquired for your character, and resource management of like how much do I risk losing these, because every fight you do that you don't run away from is a risk of like, will I lose health, will I lose more ammo than I can afford to lose, and stuff like that. And many people find in Resident Evil 7 that risk is a little toothless, because a lot of people get a huge arsenal by the end of the game. But the feeling of the risk being there, even if it's not entirely valid, still puts you in a state of mind that makes you feel a certain way. Much like how in an RPG or choice-based game like Telltale games or whatever, like, just as long as you think you're having an impact on the story with your dialogue choices, then it feels like there's a weight to them, as long as you feel like it's there and you believe it. And the resource scarcity feelings kind of tinge the entire game in a certain way. And with Chris, it was blatantly not true. We just had this massive overabundance of items. With this character, we were significantly more limited in our supply of items, but our primary way of fighting didn't involve using any resources, so it was a little weird. But more so than that, it's the level design that I think is hurt by having DLC, is that the main campaign, especially the earlier parts in the Baker estate, was a lot of weaving in and out of this environment and learning it and backtracking and finding all these different keys and seeing as the environment changes over time, because they like, I think this is like one of the best games that came out in 2017. I think it's a fantastic game. And part of it was like in the the Baker estate, there were, not only were you backtracking through it, but you were doing it because you were doing it out of desperation for items. You're like, oh, I need that. I need bombs, and I need shotgun shells and stuff like that. And you would see a weapon and it would be teasing you because it would be broken, or it would be in a trap where you need to trade another thing for it, like the way that you trade a wooden shotgun for the real shotgun and stuff like that. Like, there's all these progression systems where it's like, you backtrack because you have that specific thing in mind, and you really want to get it, and you're like, oh, I got another lockpick, let's go find a place to use this lockpick. And then the house itself is changing over time, where it's like the infected parts are spreading and new enemies are showing up in specific spots, and Jack himself can be a game changer because he'll show up at different parts of the house and fundamentally change how you interact with that part of the level, because it suddenly becomes the stealth section where you're trying to avoid him while trying to also scavenge and navigate, and all that stuff's happening. Like, it's a living, breathing thing where that setting is super important to the game. And the being able to spend a long time there is important. Like, these, I'm not saying these should be 20, 50-hour games, but this is a specific formula that benefits from you spending a long time dealing with its specific mechanics. And so if you beat it almost instantaneously, it kind of loses some of its purpose in a way, and it just doesn't work the same way. And so that's true for both these DLCs. They're only 2 hours long, and that's only for the blind run, where I'm sure they're even faster if you play them later. So you don't really get into the groove of like exploring this environment and inhabiting this character and continually having to deal with the resources and everything like that, because it's over almost immediately, and you don't have to worry about your resources, and you also don't have to explore because the whole place is more or less a hallway. So while I'm not saying that it's not fun and not worth playing, it's not why the main game was good is the issue. Also, this DLC is $15 for 2 hours of not being what the game was good for. That's kind of iffy. There's no like dealing with Jack's. You're not dealing with Jack's traps. You're not navigating the Baker estate, and you're not doing really any of the things the game is known for the last year. You're just punching dudes for 2 hours and then it's over. And I don't know if anyone would. I don't know why you'd ever want to restart it. Also, the punches being mapped to left trigger and right trigger on the PlayStation 4 controllers in particular. I've wished for the first time in this playthrough, I found myself wishing I was playing this on PC or Xbox or something where I could play the 360 controller, because rapidly hammering these like sharp-edged, weird, pointy triggers on the PS4 controller actually kind of hurts before you're done with the 2 hours. So not the most hammer-friendly weapon. These they've always been like more triggery on the 360 controllers and the Xbox One controllers, but the PlayStation 3 and 4 L2 and R2 buttons have always been more of a paddle than a trigger. and rapidly hammering it actually is like not comfortable. So mapping the rapid, it was very different. Like if you in the previous games when you had a pistol or a shotgun, you'd periodically pull the trigger a few times and then not pull the trigger again for another 5 minutes and stuff like that. But this, I was like rapidly hammering both triggers for like half of the 2-hour playthrough. That was a bit rough. That's more or less my list of comments, I guess. It comes across as more negative than positive, I guess, but that's just because there's more to express about the negative, the fun, because the fun thing is very simple, which is that there's a fun little balancing act with how to deal with your spear supply, and then there was the silliness of just punching your way through a Resident Evil campaign. Those are more or less the positives. And the kind of closure for Zoe that sort of ruins parts of the story and sort of improves it. It's mixed feelings there. Extreme challenges. Complete all the challenges to obtain the Spirit Blade. That's silly. Challenges will activate once you pass through their starting point in difficulty mode you've already cleared in End of Zoe. Challenge details can be found in the stats menu from the pause menu. Joe must die difficulty. Ah, so now you start the weapon with the AMG-78A instead of later. What? They give you a shotgun? That's just weird. Alright, that was the end of Zoe. That was the end of Zoe. Which was paradoxically not the end of Zoe. So Chris's DLC is called Not a Hero, even though he's a hero. And that DLC is called Not End of Zoe, even though it's not the end of Zoe, because she's fine. Okay.